All right, let's get a little personal today. We're going to talk about our priorities and this kind of radical idea that our relationship with God isn't just another box to check on our to-do list. In fact, it might just be the one thing that brings real order and meaning to, well, everything else. I mean, just think about your day so far. Your phone has probably been buzzing off the hook, work is demanding, your family needs you, right? There are literally a million things all fighting for that number one spot. So be honest with yourself for a second. What's really getting your best energy and focus? So here's the core truth we're really going to dive into. When our connection with God is number one, every other part of our life, our work, our relationships, our peace of mind, it doesn't just fall into place. It actually starts to thrive.
So first things first, the why. Why in the world should this relationship be our top priority? I mean, what makes it so incredibly valuable? Let's get right to the heart of it. A perfect example of this is the Apostle Paul. Seriously, this was a guy who had it all, at least by the world's standards. He had impeccable credentials, a high social standing, a brilliant mind. He was literally the definition of success. But then, one single, life-changing encounter completely shattered his idea of what value even meant.
Just look at this contrast. On one side, you've got everything the world tells us we should be chasing. And on the other side, just one thing, a relationship. For Paul, the entire life he had built, brick by brick, suddenly looked like a pile of junk compared to this incredible newfound treasure.
And here it is, right from the source, in his own words. He doesn't just say knowing Christ is better, he says everything else is a loss. Just let that sink in for a second. Can you feel the weight of that? That's a complete 180-degree reevaluation of what truly matters.
Now, it's really easy to hear all this and think it's about trying harder, right? Like, we have to earn God's approval. But that's not it at all. This is not about us earning love. It's about us responding to a love that's already been given to us, freely and with no strings attached.
This simple verse, this is the engine that drives the whole thing. It completely flips the script. Our love for God isn't the first move. It's the echo. It's the natural gut-level response to realizing that we are already deeply and completely loved.
So let's be clear, this isn't about God having some big ego. It's about his desire for a complete, all-in relationship. He doesn't want to be just a slice of your life squeezed in between work and your hobbies. He wants to be the sun at the very center of your solar system, the source that everything else finds its orbit and its light from.
Okay, so that's the why. But how do we actually make this a reality in our crazy, chaotic lives? Let's move on to the how. We're going to look at the practical, daily principles that can bring this whole idea to life.
And it all kicks off with something called the faith principle. And really, it's a choice. It's deciding to live your life as if God's word is true, even when your feelings are screaming the exact opposite, and your circumstances look totally bleak. It's a deliberate choice to trust in what you can't always see.
And to make this idea of a daily connection really come alive, Jesus used this powerful but super simple analogy. He's the vine and we're the branches. Seriously, this one image is the key to understanding how spiritual growth actually works. And you know what? The result of staying connected, of abiding, as the Bible puts it, is so real. Think about it. A branch that's connected to the vine doesn't have to try to produce fruit. It just does. It's natural. And in the same way, a life that's connected to God naturally produces this incredible harvest, a deeper experience of his love, a joy that isn't shaken by your circumstances, and a life of real meaning and purpose.
Which naturally brings us to the what. What are the actual, tangible results of this connection? What does a life that is truly satisfied by God really look and feel like? Let's explore that beautiful harvest that comes from putting him first. King David captured this feeling perfectly. He describes this longing for God that's as real and as urgent as being thirsty in a desert. This isn't just some casual interest. He's talking about a deep, primal need of the soul. What he's really saying is that without God, even a life that's full of success and pleasure can feel like a totally barren wasteland. And when that thirst is finally quenched, this is what flows into our lives. And it's not about duty, it's about receiving. It's three incredible gifts: a peace that just calms our anxious hearts, a joy that actually endures through the storms of life, and a strength that carries us through the daily grind. This is the fruit of putting him first. All right, so we've talked about the why, the how, and the what. But now it's time to make this personal. Let's shift gears from just explaining it
to actually applying it and thinking about what this means for you right here, right now.
And this first one, this is a real gut check question. What is stealing your time and attention? I mean, really, is it the endless scroll on your phone, binge watching that next episode, or maybe it's that pressure to say yes to every single thing at work? What is crowding out the one thing that matters most?
And remember, this whole thing kicks off by responding to His love. So the question is, how can you actively grow in your understanding of that love? Maybe it's just spending 5 minutes reading a psalm before you even check your email. Or maybe it's listening to worship music on your commute. Or hey, maybe it's just having a real, honest conversation with a friend about where you've seen God at work in your life.
And let's end with this. This is not about some massive, overwhelming life overhaul. It's about one small step. What's one tiny, achievable change you can make today? I'm serious. Maybe it's just setting your alarm 5 minutes earlier for a moment of quiet. Because that one small step, taken over and over again, can literally change the trajectory of your entire life. So, what will yours be?